My name is Enrico Fuchs from Fuchs Online, and in this video I will try to show you how you can do email tracking from your email campaigns. So, first of all, if you need some consulting from me, you can always reach me at my website, fuchsonline.com, or with my email as is shown here below. Now, in some other videos, I have shown you how you can use, for example, Amazon Simple Email Service to broadcast emails very easily. You can use other services as well, but Amazon Simple Email Service apparently has a very good advantage, especially for cost saving, because you can send for a very low price. The disadvantage of using a service like this one is that you have to create every piece by yourself. So in this video, I will try to give you a quick idea how you can do email tracking when a user opens the email that you have sent him. In this short video session, I will not cover every tracking aspect, like, for example, how you can track a click on a link or other things. So if you need a consultation, please contact me, and I will be happy to support you when you want to achieve your goals. Now, a little explanation first of all. The only way you can track an email open is by adding an image inside your email. Of course, the best way is to add a transparent images in the footer of your email. In this video, I will show you something more simplistic, but this is the way you can go. And when the email is opened by the user, the image is requested from the server. And while the image is served back to the client, you can track the event and add the email open, the event on your log, on your database. Of course, if the user is not downloading the images from his email client, you have no other means to track the email open. And this is an industry limit. I mean, there is no other way to track an email open rather than this one. Not always this is very clear from other vendors of email services, but this is what it is. So for this demonstration, which we will go forward now, I will use Visual Studio 2010. I will use C# as backend. I will use SAM Ajax. I will use jQuery, which is an industry standard nowadays to interact with the DOM. And I will use Kendo UI, the professional version for the editor, to edit the body of the email. You will see soon. And SQL Server to store your log. Of course, Kendo UI Professional is a good solution for the editor, but you can use any other editor as you wish. So now let's get started, and I will open my Visual Studio, and I will create, to be very simple, a new website, empty website. And I will save it in this directory which I created before. Okay. And this is my website. Now, the first thing I want to do is to create a simple page which will be needed to send our email. So let's create a simple page, which can be the default. Okay. Now, we can create a very simple table in which I will add some fields. One is, for example, the email, and then I can add can add a I can use HTML controls or ASP controls as you wish. It doesn't make such a difference. But for example, I can use, so I will show you another simple. I can use a text box. Maybe instead of email, we can add a label, which can be email. Associated control ID could be, and now I can add here an ID which is txt email. In order to have it accessible via jQuery, I needed to set it as a static, so the name will not change on the client side. And now I can do the same for the subject. Subject. Okay, for example. Okay, and next I can add a text area. Instead of a text box, I can add here a text area, which will be the area for the editor. And here I can say rows, for example, 10, columns, for example, 30. And again, I can add a width, so style, height. Okay, this should be just enough. And let me see how it looks like. And the button, and we need, of course, the button. And this one, I want to. Okay. Okay. So everything should be set up, and we just need a button. Type button, value, and email, and the ID could be and okay. If everything is correctly done, we can view in browser what's going on. Okay, apparently I made a little mistake, and here this cannot be associated with a control ID because this is an HTML control. So let's go back here, and now we should have our simple page. Maybe we could say here subject, and here we can say body. And finally, here in the padding, I could add no, in this space here, for example, so we can have a little bit nicer, something nicer. And this one Okay, very good. And now we have made some refreshment. Okay, now we need to add here our editor. So I will add my Kendo professional files. Just a second, let me find them. Okay, here we are. And I will drag and drop my Kendo files, which is nothing special, just the Kendo JavaScript, some basic CSS, and jQuery. I will add those files on my page. Okay, and now I have to add the editor on the page, and in order to do that, I can create a script and on load, I can say dot Kendo, Kendo editor, and I think this should be enough to view the editor around this text box, this text area. And this is a very nice thing which I can use to format my body text. Okay, now that we have created the basic structure of the page, we want to add some interaction with the backend. And we want to send the email and store the log when the user opens the email. So next we have to add in our page some click on some event on the button click. So we have here our button send email on click. Okay, and what happens on click, I can create a variable which I can call it mail. I create an object, so um, I can store all my values inside this object, which will be, for example, email, and email will be this, this variable, this no, this this text box. So, okay, the subject is this other this other text box. And finally, the body, which is our text area. But, and this is dot, no, sorry. To access this editor, I need to use the Kendo UI interface. So I can create a variable, which I can call it editor, equal to dot data, and here I have to write Kendo editor, and now I can save uh, the value of the which I for. Okay, hopefully I've done everything correctly, and just to make sure I can um, I can add here an alert, and I can say mail dot editor dot body. Okay, if what I have done so far is right, when I click here, I get the editor content. Okay, very good. Sorry for the long explanation, but I hope this will be useful for your development. So next, I can create a page method, which I can call save and mail. As parameters, we'll send the email, this object which we created above. And if everything goes correctly, I will add an alert as email. Okay, in order to have the page methods working, I needed to add a script manager, and now we can go to the to this to the server side code. I can add a web method, which is public void mail. Make sure which is the email, and this is will accept a dictionary of string. Now Now let's make just sure that what we have done so far works. So maybe here we can return a volume. And in here we can say return, for example, email. So now instead of giving a generic alert, uh, we will return what our page method is returning. So and now if everything was done correctly, yes, here we have to enable page method. And now it should work. Very good. Now that we have arrived so far, we have to add something which will be necessary for our tracking. So the first thing we must do is to add a database. I will add a very basic SQL Server database. Yes. Now I can create a new table, which I can call tracking log, and we have three columns. One is ID, which is an integer, and we can say that that's an auto increment and can be the keyword. And then we have an email, which can be a varchar. Okay, and a date when the email was sent. Okay. This is a very, very basic tracking database where we will store the email sent and the date. Now that we have, and we can call this table track. Now that we have this table in place, we need maybe to add web config a connection string. I will just copy paste the connection string for brevity. Which is nothing fancy, just a very basic connection string. And next, I needed to create my image. So now we will move to the core of the presentation, which is to create the service that will provide the image. So first of all, I need to add an image to my to my project. And let me just paste an image. Which is a very basic logo. This is the logo of my company. See, this is what I will provide. Of course, could be a better idea to provide a transparent image. I will quickly show you how to do it, but will not complete this step. And now I need um, I need an HTTP handler to show the image. So let's add this, which is here generic handler, and we can call it image for tracking. Okay, and this is our handler. Now that we have our handler in place, we have to add some code on it. First of all, instead of returning a text, which we are not interested in, we want to return an image, which is context dot font dot content type equal to rather than writing in plain text which type of image. I always prefer to use media uh, type doesn't. Okay, here, right, system, okay, dot image dot gif, and in which image I want to show is my logo. So context dot dot write file, and now which is the part is images slash logo dot gif. Okay, and now this is if we just run it, this should show the image. In fact, this is showing the image. But what we want to do is that when it shows the image, it should also store our mail open. To do that, I simplify the task using a query string. So I can add a query string. We can add a variable query string equal to context dot request dot query string, and we can just pick the first one. Oh, sorry. Okay, and now that we have picked our query string, we can save it in the database. So using let me just copy paste this basic database insert call. Otherwise, we'll stay here too long. And this will add this row on the database. and to make sure it works, I can just go on my page. I add here and I can open the table and view if it stored the page correctly, and it did. Now next I have to send the email. I can leave it open. This we don't need anymore. Okay, now next I can send the email, and I will just send the email using our page method which we created before. So here let me copy paste again the send email. Okay, what we have done so far. What we have done so far was to, this is the basic code to send email from address, from name, which is the address we want to send. And now, as you can see here below, the delivery method of this email, I use a pickup directory, which is this mail sent. So I create this directory. So all emails, when I click on send email, will be sent in this folder rather than sent away, because I don't want really to send email at this stage, but I just want to test that everything is working fine. So this is the part where I want to be the email stored, the subject, the body. Here I have to create the part for the image which I want to add on the bottom of the body. So now I have to create the mail object, the mail message object. I add the necessary parameters to send, and I'll just show you. This is the body which I can get from the editor, and to the body I'm adding here on the bottom, as you can see, I'm adding I'm sorry, here there is a little error. This shouldn't be like this. We should add here on bottom the closing of the mail.body, because I've added the HTML and body tags. I have added the body after the tags. Then I have added the image which is provided from our HTTP handler. and I close the body tags and I close the HTML tag. Then I send the email. As we said, I'm not really sending it, but I'm storing it in our folder, and I'm disposing the um, mail object, the SMTP object. And if everything was done correctly, when I go back on my page and I write, for example, ricoarian@gmail.com, my subject, and here is my email. Now I click on send email, and the mail is sent. And to view if it was really sent, I can open this folder, and here is the email. And you can see here is my email. If I show images, here is my image, which was provided from our HTML HTTP handler. And so if everything worked fine, I should have here a new row which tracks the email open. And now if I want to send another email, and again, and here it will be stored. Now here we will view again only those two rows because the email was not open yet. But here we can see there was a new email inside, and if I show image, we can view the new row for the new tracking. Now, no, I think we have covered everything now. I think it was a quite long video, so I think you have seen enough. And if you want to contact me again, this is my website where you can reach me. And if you need any help for tracking your emails, sending emails, or any other um, solution you might need, you can contact me. I will be happy to help you. Thank you for listening, and have a good